So as I'm writing this, I'm going through my post-concert depression. Pretty rough this time compared to the other concerts I've been to, but instead of wallowing in my sadness, I'm just gonna talk about all the concert things here today. What? I'm gonna talk about something happy and positive rather than complaining? Yes, I am. Also, thank you to my peer Chris for telling me to make this a video. I was already planning on doing it, but getting validation was comforting. Okay, first things first. I attended my very first concert only recently, like literally just about a year ago. And I'm still young, as millennials would call me, but I still have some age on me. I may be Gen Z, but right at the cutoff of the millennials. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is my first concert happened when I was in my 20s. I feel like most people I've talked to have been to some kind of concert or live music performance in their teen years. But me, the only live music performances I've seen were always school band concerts and competitions, and most of them was because I was participating. I always convinced myself that I was not a concert person because I hate crowds. I get irritable being close to a large group of people because I like my personal space, and being in a hot, sweaty arena was just not my cup of tea, or so I thought. But also, don't ask me why I love amusement parks. Those are different. In 2022, I went to my first concert to see K-pop group Stray Kids. I went with my friend, I'll call her Heart, and boy was that a blast. We were in the back of the 200 section, which is the second level, so we were pretty far up, but it was still nonetheless incredible. And I got reeled in. Concerts were now my happy place. Everyone I told that to said, yes, it's because everyone you're around is also a fan, so you're around people who just understand you and they're easy to vibe with. And I get it now. After that, I saw TXT, 17, and Chloe Kai. Also, the most recent one I came back from was Stray Kids again for their encore tour. But this time, VIP floor, baby. Instead of starting from the bottom, we started from the top, and now we here. Let's just start with chapter 1, ticketing. I get so stressed when it comes to buying concert tickets. I just have straight up bad luck when it comes to Ticketmaster, AXS, and any ticketing site really. The Stray Kids tickets dropped while I was working. So I literally had to hide in the bathroom to buy tickets. I started in the staff bathroom, and when I was in the dreaded 2,000 plus queue, I knew it was gonna take a while. Paranoid people thought I was taking too long. I left the staff bathroom and ran to the customer bathroom to hide again. With how long it was taking, I was certain the VIP seats were gone. But nope, I don't think I purchased anything so quickly. I really clicked the VIP packages and picked the first seat option I saw, checked out, and left the bathroom. My heart was racing, but I couldn't spend any longer in the bathroom, otherwise it looked kinda sus. I texted Heart real quick that I got VIP soundcheck and went back to work. A minute later, my phone is going off like crazy, and as much as I wanted to answer, I can't just whip out my phone to text at work. So I again ran to the back just to find out. What seats? Leedles! I have some in my cart! Turns out Hart was also able to get VIP tickets and wanted to compare seats to see which was better. Totally valid, by the way, but when you pick your seats, Ticketmaster will only hold them for like 8 minutes to check out. So I guess I understand why she was trying so hard to get a hold of me. Oh, and as an FYI, I was supposed to be on register at work, but was lucky enough to grab the bagger position beforehand, so I was able to sneak away for a little bit. But in my defense, my manager knew I was taking a call, so it's all good. It just wasn't as urgent as I made it sound. But it was urgent to me and my happiness. After panicking about tickets, we ended up going with Heart's chosen tickets, and I ended up reselling mine. Both of our seats were pretty darn far. Mine were nearest the edge, but it was on the far side corner, and hers were in the center but towards the back. Hers just seemed closer when you consider the extended stage. But once those were confirmed, next came chapter 2, the outfit fiasco. Being the little optimistic fan I am, I was like, what is going to be the best way for me to stand out so they can spot me, even though we were all the way in the back? My initial thought was that K-pop stands go all out and look so cute with their chains and harnesses. So if people are dressing up for the concert, then to stand out, I guess I'm gonna have to dress down. The result of my brainstorming session was to wear a onesie, but to customize it by painting hearts like Hyunjin's Case 143 pants and adding patches with inside jokes and memes from within the fandom. It sounded simple enough in theory, but it literally took so long. I never realized I didn't know how to sew, so so. I had to learn, which wasn't difficult for patches, but nonetheless took hours upon hours. And I even bent the needle at one point because the patch I bought was really good quality and extremely thick. I guess the needle wasn't strong or sharp enough. But I was happy with the way the patches came out in the end. Okay, first part, success. Now all that was left were the hearts. It started out fine, but when I heat set the fabric paint and washed it, the paint came out cracked. In my head, I was like, no biggie, I'll just repaint the hearts. Well, I was dumb because I didn't put anything inside the onesie to prevent the paint from bleeding, and what happened? Of course, the paint bled through, and the second coat of paint looked a lot more splotchy. At that point, I was panicking and wasn't sure what to do. You know how a lot of people say if you don't know, just stop before you add more and ruin it? Well, I did exactly the complete opposite and added more stuff. I decided I needed something to distract from the cracked splotchy hearts, so I took the paintbrush and a huge glob of paint and just slap, splat, splat. I splatter painted all over the onesie, and it wasn't too bad, and I loved it way more than I thought I would. And with my bad luck, that's a huge deal. I heat set it in the dryer this time and didn't wash it out of fear of the paint cracking again. Now that the outfit was settled, now it's time for chapter 3, the actual concert. This was my first time getting sound check and being on the floor, so I didn't know what to expect. I've heard horror stories about people spending so much money on the tickets just to be blocked by people, phones, hands, and signs. For that reason, I bought platform shoes that I call my concert clompers, hoping it'll help. And also, I didn't know sound check was only like 15 minutes. I thought it was going to be at least half an hour, but it was really short. It was still so fun seeing the boys early, just casually singing and having that more intimate moment. But just from that short soundtrack, I knew I was fucked. Couldn't see shiznit. And of course, with my horrible luck, I was sitting behind a tall girl, and in between her and the person beside her were two very tall men closer to the front. Like, why? I worked out my calves so well that night because I was on my tiptoes to see, and thankfully the girl next to me was with her boyfriend, I think, and she was close to him because I was low-key sliding into her space to see a sliver of the extended stage. If I could draw it out, this was essentially my view with all the phones and the stuff in the way. But as much as I complained about this, there was something about the vibes of the floor that is life-changing. I love seeing the actual concert, but something about the floor's energy gives me so much happiness. Luckily, big screens exist, so even if I couldn't see the boys, I could see them through the screens. Also, I love their songs, and hearing them live is just absolutely incredible. But my favorite part of concerts are in fact the speaking parts. Even if they are rehearsed and planned, there's always a little something for each show. I would say the highlight of this show was this.
Don't go to others' concerts.
When Seungmin literally told us all to just think about Stray Kids and not go to other idols' concerts. As a multi-stan, that made me laugh. But this was an amazing night. I went back to the hotel with the biggest joy in my heart. I just want to come on here and say thank you to all the stays who gave me freebies that night, and also everyone who complimented my outfit, even though I was so insecure about it in the beginning. I always have so much fun at Stray Kids concerts. There's something about their energy specifically that I love, but they also have a comeback this June. So until then, Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world, you make Stray Kids stay.